Welcome. My name is Dr. Michael Matos. You're watching the Staff Room.
Walk in, chest great, we don't play. Staff talk sharp like a quiz on a Monday. Whiteboard wars, yeah, we grade all day. If you can't take that heat, stay out the hallway. Hey, this is the Staff Room. Say it loud, say it loud. The Staff Room.
Let's get into it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Staff Room. If you are new, my name is Dr. Matos. I am a 16-year educator and author of the book, How School Leaders Motivate Teachers in Real Classrooms, the Practitioner's Guide. You can find it on Amazon at the link below. So, how are our administrative roles the problem? This is the question we're looking at today. I was scrolling through Instagram. I find a couple of things and I like to go over them with everybody. And this was one of the memes that I seen because it resonated with me from different levels, right? So here we see a meme that shows six administrative roles, right? Superintendent, assistant principal, instructional coach, assistant superintendent, and intervention specialist. And then a teacher. It's the only one there. She's working. She's got a ton of stuff going on, and she's still smiling. That was kind of the part that struck me at first. It wasn't necessarily the theme of the meme, but she has all of these things, a bunch of people staring at her, and she's smiling. That's it. That's a teacher. That's a teacher. That is exactly the passion that teacher is going to show on a daily basis. Is it all of them? No. We are not. One thing we're not going to do on this channel is we are not going to lie. It's not all of them. I would say it's most of them. Okay. Again, if you want to hear some more content based off of that, I can give that to you. We can get into the numbers, but we can also get into the opinions. I want to hear what you guys got to say. I want to be able to see through your experiences. That's kind of what I do. There's no hard feelings here. Sometimes I'm going to say things that you're not going to agree with, and that's okay. I want to hear those things because I'm going to be as honest as I possibly can based off my experiences. I want you to do the same. So due to the budget cuts, one teaching position will be cut next year. There's only one teacher, right? The gentleman, retired teacher Geezer. This is his Instagram feed. Please go follow him. He's got some funny stuff, and he makes some great points. Right here, he says in the comments, 6 adults observing, 1 teacher doing actual work. But then the budget gets tight. Guess which position gets cut? We don't have the staff. We don't have a staffing problem. We have a priorities problem. Absolutely. And teachers. How many observers have been in your room at once? 8. I no longer teach, which is why this hit me different because I work very closely with teachers. I'm an intervention specialist. I'm this person right to the right. But I work closely with the teachers. I also work closely with the students. And I want to take a look at this meme because this is something that all people feel. There's constantly people in your room. You have no idea what they're thinking. They're writing things down. You're lucky if you get any feedback. And then they go talk to your principal, and in many occasions you may get 1 or 2 words. Most of the time you don't get anything. Not in my experience. You just don't get anything from these type of walkthroughs. Let's see what they say here. I really want to get into this and what I've seen in my experiences, but let's see what the comments are saying because I find some of them interesting. It says they forgot the executive directors and deputy superintendent. Yeah, there's a ton of those guys up there. A ton. I think there's a reason for it though. So to this guy's response, Mr. Monty Everyday, they need a lot. They have a ton of stuff that they are going through, and they have to be persistent and have to be accurate, and they need a lot of people at the superintendent, assistant superintendent level, whether or not he's being sarcastic with executive directors and all this other stuff. They need a lot of those people because a lot of those people have roles. As a teacher, I'm sure this gentleman is an educator, or we're just going to assume so for the sake of the video. We tend to forget that we are in our bubble right? And there are outside things happening that may not directly affect you, but they directly affect the systems that you work under. And we're seeing a lot of that stuff right now within our political climate. It could be bad things and it could be great things. You just hope that the people that you're working for are great people. So Kiki RGL 57 here says, I guarantee between the 6 of them, they probably don't have 20 years experience of classroom teaching. That is hilarious because I say stuff like that. I said stuff like that all the time when I was a teacher. And sometimes I'll say things about, you know, politicians in this manner, because since I am up a little bit higher and I have another understanding of what happens at some of these levels, I know that's not true. They have tons of experience in the classroom. They may not have current experience, but they have tons of experience in the classroom. We just get so teachers just get so upset that their job is so stressful that they don't want to be told what they're doing wrong. And this is exactly what that feels like, right? They want to be thanked. They want to be told they're doing a great job. And if that were to be the outcome of these types of observations on a regular basis, that we would start to get those feelings, and that would be, you know, a regular occurrence and a regular conversation. I don't want to go through too many, but I just thought some of these were funny because you can just tell who does what within the school system. Now, my opinions here. Again, on this channel, we tend to take a look at things from different perspectives, and I want to be as honest as I possibly can, and I would love if you could do the same in the comments. Let's start as a teacher. As a teacher, you go through so much physically and emotionally throughout the day. The last thing is that you want is to have a bunch of people that have not experienced students within this current generation telling you what you are doing wrong. It can be incredibly nerve-wracking, and it can be demotivating when you have a bunch of people that have no idea what you're dealing with telling you, hey, maybe you should try this or maybe you should try that based on your data. These people have no idea. In this case, you could be dealing with homeless kids that don't speak English, kids with autism, kids with ADHD, kids who are whose parents are going through a divorce, kids who are sick, kids who are hungry, all of these, and you have to meet all of those needs. A 3-minute walkthrough doesn't address that. You know what does? A conversation. We tend to observe with our eyes, but we forget that the data, the numbers, don't present the situation. They just present the results. This is what I mean in the past about being a data-driven program or a data-driven system. We are not process-based, right? The only way to get the results consistently is to address those little problems within the population of the students. That's how we kind of get to our end goal. Well, how? Simple. If you're going to come through the classroom, talk to more kids, look at some of the demographic data, talk to your teachers, see what they're going through, look at everything as a whole, and then address your programming and your PDs and your systems, your instructional deliveries and your expectations and protocols. You address those based on the needs of the kid. You don't address them based off of the program that you've created from 20 miles away in an office with a bunch of people who haven't been in the classroom for 10 years. Again, they have experience, but they haven't been there. They haven't been there in easily 5+ years. And that's me being generous. They're disconnected, and they have, the only thing that they truly know is that we have X amount of dollars, we have X amount of kids, X amount of teachers, and we have these various curriculums that we can choose from. They're not too big into the needs of the kids. That's why teachers are where they are. So this is exactly correct. As a teacher, this is how you feel. Why? Well, it's covered in my book, Communication. You won't get anywhere without it. You won't get anywhere without collaboration. And that includes collaboration between your boots on the ground and your policymakers. Right now, we're too busy arguing about how much we get paid. Teachers address students. Administration addresses systems. So where's the bridge? Where's the bridge? We have to connect it. That means we have to talk, and we have to be empathetic to everybody that is a part of our program. And that's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We could say what we want. I promise you, whatever Mr. Retired Teacher Geezer, Mr. Monty Everyday, Kiki RGL 50, all of these people are completely within their right to feel the way they feel about these situations. 100%. If you agree, let me know in the chat. Or excuse me, if you agree, let me know in the comments. Now, from a leadership standpoint, okay, these people here, they're more worried about what they see in a school within each classroom as a whole and how it pertains to how that school is doing. For some odd reason, we are under this, I guess, trance that best practice is best practice. I don't know about you, and let me know in the comments, but where I'm from, if you have a team of teachers, all of their lesson plan, everything should look the same. Teachers, we already know it's not going to look the same. Why? We have different kids. These people, as a leader, you come through, you want to see it look the same. Why? Because in our mind, that's how we are able to process whether we are successful or not based on what the data says. If it looks consistent, it must be great. Leaders, I'm going to tell you right now, that ain't the way to go about it. It's not. I could tell you right now, all of these things and all of these people, they feel that these people here are unnecessary. They don't need that many. I promise you they do. These people have different roles. The problem with our system is that they're not executing. The leadership practice is not there. It's not the fact that they are there. They can be effective. But the execution and the application of the theory does not align with the need. How can we fix it? Say it with me. Communication, collaboration with the people that have the experience. You can come in with your little tablet and mark it up all you want. You could say that the teacher was not on schedule all you want. You could say you didn't have a learning target up. You could say that only 80% of your kids were engaged. But you have no idea why that's happening. All you're telling me is what the result is. We are a data and results driven thinkers. A effective leader thinks systems. They think transformation. They think feedback, process, progress. You can only develop a proper system with the proper information. So it's not the fact that these people are not needed. It's the fact that what they're doing right now is ineffective. Because I want to have conversations with these people so that I can see how I can support them. Accountability no longer exists where it needs to be. Accountability exists right here in this teacher's lap, because all of these people are looking to this teacher. All of the students are looking to this teacher. All of the parents are looking at this teacher. Nobody is looking at the administration and saying it's all your fault, unless it's something major. Because, and if they do, the administration is going to, and I promise you, they're going to sit in the meeting and say, well, let's look at our data. This teacher's not performing. This teacher's not performing. Why are they not performing? It's not why is the principal not performing. There's a process, a leadership process that I see not too long ago where they have a list of like 12 things, and it's almost like a checklist that the leader goes through. In my book, I also provide a checklist using what's called the perceive method. It's a mnemonic that acts as almost like a rubric, right? And they say within these 12 things, when you're dealing with an issue at school, if you mark no to any of those 12 things, it's a leadership problem. You didn't support. You didn't develop. You didn't meet your teacher's needs, therefore you can't meet your kids' needs. What we need to do if we're going to be successful is we need to address how we execute, not the results that our current system is getting us. Leadership execution is the most important part in any environment. With kids, it's just a lot more in depth. As far as I'm concerned, Mr. Retired Teacher, go follow him. He's exactly correct. All of these things are very true. However, leaders, it's not your fault. It's not your fault neither. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be effective, no matter what aspect of the profession you are in, teacher, principal, or policymaker, you need to be a process-based thinker, not a results-based thinker.
Walk in, chance great, we don't play.